Let's go Broncos! Things are getting serious in Dove Valley. There's a shakeup happening on the quarterback staff that no one saw coming. We've got some new additions that will shake things up, and maybe, just maybe, heat up the wide receiver competition a little bit. If you've been following along all offseason, you know that Sean Payton doesn't do anything without a plan. And now, with rookie minicamp officially underway, the pieces are already in motion. If you're excited for football to return and ready to see who secures the final roster spot, like and comment, go Broncos! My heart bleeds orange and blue. Now, on to the good stuff. Desmond Ridder, who was supposed to accept the rookie minicamp invite, has now backed out. That's right, the plan to hire him as a quarterback camp advisor is dead. So what does Sean Payton do? He returns to a name he knows like the back of his hand, Ian Book. This is no random pickup. Ian Book was drafted by Payton back in 2021 when he was with the Saints. And if there's one thing we've learned about Sean over the past year, it's that he values familiarity. Book knows the system. He knows the language. He knows what Payton wants in his drills and in his tempo. This isn't about making the final 53. It's about running the rookie camp effectively. He's there to throw passes, get reps for the receivers and backs, and help guide this group through orientation. But, and here's the part you can't overlook, if Ian Book impresses, he could absolutely stick around. Just look at what happened with Ben DiNucci last year. Same setup, brought in to help, did well, earned a spot on the 90-man roster and competed for QB3. Ian Book now has that same chance. And with Sam Ehlinger as the current favorite for that third quarterback spot, this could become a real competition by the time camp hits full swing. Now, let's talk roster implications. We know Bo Nix and Jarrett Stidham are the two QBs who will make the 53. But that third spot, it's wide open and not guaranteed. Most teams don't carry 3 QBs on the active roster unless they feel like the third guy has legitimate upside or system value. Ian Book could become that guy, especially if he outperforms Ehlinger in the mental side of the game. But now let's flip the script to the wide receiver room, because another big-time veteran name just hit the market, and the Broncos are in the conversation. Gabe Davis, released by the Jaguars, is now available. This is a guy with 29 career touchdowns in just 5 seasons. That's not speculation. That's production. And yeah, he missed time in Jacksonville, and yeah, he didn't light it up last year. But according to teammates, Davis played through injuries all season. He's tough. He's a red zone monster, and he's a locker room asset. Now here's the question. Should Denver sign him? Let's evaluate the fit. Denver just drafted Pat Bryant, who brings that Michael Thomas-like frame and catch ability. They've got Marvin Mims, who showed huge potential down the stretch. They've got Troy Franklin, who already has built-in chemistry with Bo Nix. And then there's Cortland Sutton, coming off a strong bounce-back season. Add Devin Vele and Trent Sherfield to the mix, and you've got a crowded room. But here's the catch. Gabe Davis isn't just another body. He's a proven touchdown scorer. He's tied with DeAndre Hopkins and DJ Moore in total TDs since 2020. He's ahead of Brandon Ayuk and Devonta Smith. That's elite territory. So if you're Sean Payton, and you've got a young QB like Bo Nix who could use a steady veteran target in the red zone, why not consider Davis? And let's be real, Davis isn't going to cost what he did in Jacksonville. Last year, he got a 3-year, $39 million deal. This year, you might get him on a 1-year prove-it contract for $5 million or less. That's low risk, high upside. That's exactly the kind of move playoff teams make in May. Plus, there's familiarity here too. Davis and Evan Engram were teammates last year. There's chemistry. There's continuity. That matters. So let's frame this the right way. This isn't about replacing Sutton or blocking Mims. This is about rounding out the room with a proven red zone weapon, a guy who can stretch the field, and a guy who knows how to win in big moments. And if he gets beat out, cut him before the season. Minimal cap impact. Maximum potential return. Broncos country, the question is now yours. Should Denver sign Gabe Davis? Do you think Ian Book has a real shot at QB3? Or is this just another short-term arm to get through minicamp? What does this mean for Sam Ehlinger's spot? Drop your answers in the comments. Rank your top 6 receivers heading into OTAs. And don't forget, rookie minicamp is happening right now, and the buzz is only going to grow. We've got eyes on every rep, every route, every depth chart movement. Hit that like button if you're locked in. Subscribe so you don't miss a single roster update. And check out the next video loading up. It's our breakdown of how Bo Nix is already ahead of schedule in Sean Payton's system. The team is coming together. The plan is unfolding. And the Broncos? They're on the rise. And here's the thing that Broncos fans absolutely have to understand right now. This isn't just about depth or bodies to get through minicamp. What Sean Payton is building, day by day, is a pressure cooker. Every single move, from the quarterback reps to the wide receiver depth shuffles, is about competition. No one is safe. No job is guaranteed, and that's exactly the kind of energy this team needs to break through and take the AFC West. Let's go back to Ian Book for a second. A lot of people are dismissing this as just a camp arm move. But remember, Sean Payton drafted this guy. He saw enough back in 2021 to spend a 4th-round pick on him. That's not nothing. And you know what? Book's not flashy, but he's smart, he's accurate in the short game, and he understands tempo and timing. 2 things that matter immensely when you're trying to give 15-plus rookies their first taste of the NFL playbook. Now stack that next to Bo Nix and Jarrett Stidham. You've got your starter. You've got a capable backup. But that QB3 slot? That's where the intrigue is. Sam Ehlinger brings toughness, mobility, and game experience. But Ian Book knows Payton's system better. So when we get to OTAs, keep your eyes peeled. If Book gets signed to the 90-man roster, this becomes a real position battle. And the winner? He might be the guy holding the clipboard week 1 if anything goes sideways. Now let's circle back to Gabe Davis, because this could be the surprise addition that takes Denver's offense from promising to dangerous. If you're Bo Nix, what's better than having Cortland Sutton on the outside? Having another big-bodied, red zone savvy, touchdown-producing target on the opposite side. You don't bring in Gabe Davis to be WR5. You bring him in to push guys. Maybe that's Sherfield. Maybe that's Vele. Maybe it's even Franklin if he's slow out the gate. Davis gives you insurance and upside. And let's not forget, this WR room is still relatively unproven outside of Sutton. Mims flashed. Bryant is a rookie. Franklin hasn't played it down in the NFL yet. If Sutton were to go down, who's your veteran leader in that room? Ingram's a tight end. You need someone in that WR huddle who's been there. Davis fits that bill. But the key word here is competition. Sean Payton doesn't hand out jobs. He makes guys fight for them. That's why we're seeing names like Blake Watson still climbing in the RB room. That's why Clay Webb, despite going undrafted, is being talked about as a real threat to Luke Wattenberg at center. And that's why adding a name like Gabe Davis isn't about blocking someone, it's about testing someone. Can Pat Bryant win those reps? Can Troy Franklin beat out a seasoned vet? That's how this team gets better. And here's the real strategy. Payton's building a team that can survive the gauntlet of a 17-game season. He's been through it. He knows how injuries hit. He knows how momentum swings. And he knows you can't enter week 1 thin at key spots, especially wide receiver and quarterback. That's why these moves matter. You don't wait until September to find depth. You build it now. You put pressure on every unit. And when the cuts come, you're choosing between too much talent, not scrambling to find it. So let's wrap it like this. The Broncos are being aggressive behind the scenes, quietly stacking depth, quietly creating position battles, quietly making sure they have multiple answers to every possible problem. That's how contenders operate. And Broncos country, it's time to get loud. Tell me right now, do you want Gabe Davis in orange and blue? Is Ian Book a legitimate contender for QB3? Or is Sam Ehlinger still the guy you trust to come off the bench in a pinch? Drop your full QB depth chart and WR depth chart in the comments. I want to see who you've got from 1 to 3 under center and 1 to 6 at wide out. Smash that like if you're ready for rookie minicamp updates. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we've got full film breakdowns of RJ Harvey, Pat Bryant, and Clay Webb coming this week. And don't miss the next video. It's our exclusive take on who's flying under the radar at Broncos camp and could shock everyone by August. Broncos country, the storm is brewing.